Yo, you already know it's your boy Priviledge, man. Shout out to Doghouse Podcast, man. They showing a lot of love to upcoming artists, man, all around the world. You already know it's your boy Black Priv. That's how we rocking out, yeah.
What's up? This is Josh Lee. You are listening to the Doghouse Podcast. Stay tuned.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy, Mr. Talkbox here, and you're listening to Doghouse Podcast. Y'all, they keep it real, and y'all need to check it out. Stay tuned for all the greatest interviews on the planet. Let's go.
And we're back here on another episode of the Doghouse Podcast.
Doghouse, baby.
I'm your co-host, Luke, a.k.a. Lil Tater, and across the table here,
Logan, a.k.a. Lil Snake.
How's Lil Snake doing today?
Doing pretty good, man. Doing pretty good. We got a lot of family in. I got my uncle coming in, leaving out, sorry, on my dad's side today, and then my aunt's coming in from St. Louis, and my uncle on my dad's side, he going back to Fresno, California. Well, I guess it's actually closer to Bakersfield, California. And my aunt, she's coming in from St. Louis, so gonna be a fun weekend, man. Gonna get to spend some good time with family and all that. But what about you?
Hell yeah. I'm just looking forward to working this weekend.
Yeah.
You know, like everybody else, working on the weekend.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
No, it's not too bad, though, man. We had a good guest on this episode, a real good guest, actually. And I never even heard of him, really, and listened to his music. And after getting to talk him and know him, he's pretty awesome.
Big songs with some big named artists. I mean, you're
Big
looking
name.
at, like we had said on the episode, you're looking at Kendrick Lamar, you're looking at Kevin Durant, you're looking at Waka Flocka Flame, Nipsey Hussle. Seems like there was another one that I'm missing. But yeah, man, like just some big named artists that he's worked with, and getting to know him just a little bit deeper was awesome.
Hell yeah, man. Well, without further ado, let's hop right in.
So we have Priviledge here with us on the Doghouse Podcast. How you doing today, man?
I'm good, man. How about you?
Doing pretty good, man. We've had a lot of good shows here recently. As far as like the music side, we've had Mr. Talkbox on. We've had a couple different artists that have joined us here recently. So we figured getting you on the show, man, would really, really give a lot of value to like the hip hop rap scene of the music industry. And so I guess we'll start off, man. If you could, for our listeners out there, just a little bit of who you are and where you're from and what you're about.
Basically, my name is Priviledge. You already know. They call me Black Priv for short. I'm from Philly, West Philly to be exact. I'm a choral artist, a rapper, some people would say. And yeah.
Cool. Now, how did you come up with the name Priviledge? Did you come up with the name? Did somebody kind of give it to you, or?
Yeah. So when I came up with that name, probably, like I said, I always let people know I came up with the name when I was in high school or whatever, and it just was something that stuck to me. A lot of people just started calling me Priv for short.
And then when did you mix in the Black Priv? Because the time that I was kind of down in Oklahoma City all the time, I went to school down there actually in Bricktown and all that. So I was living in Edmond, and and so I always thought that you just went by Priviledge, and then here in the last, I don't know, I'd say year, maybe a couple years, I saw where you kind of started going by Black Priv too. Did that just kind of evolve, or?
Yeah, I mean, it definitely evolved, which is kind of cool because it's like at first everybody was calling me Privilege, then they started calling me Priv. And then, people just started calling me Black Priv, but that was definitely after, like, the Oklahoma days. I think it started, my sister, actually, she came up with that name. She was like, your name already Privilege, you know what I'm saying, and you black. So she was like, it's a privilege to be black. So it's like, people should call you Black Priv, and then people just stuck to it, start calling me that.
Cool, that's awesome.
Yeah, and I was going to tell you, Logan's heard of your stuff for years, and just while I was doing a little research on you, and I've only heard of you, the last month or so, would you say, Logan? And I listened to your stuff, man. It's awesome. It's good to talk to you. I just thank you for taking the time and getting on with us.
Oh yeah, no problem, man. You gotta do stuff like this, man. Everybody, y'all want to come up together. I appreciate your love too, Logan. I know you've been listening to this for a minute.
Yeah, so
Absolutely,
he's got me
man.
hooked on it now, man. So I'm gonna be a supporter of it for sure. Talked about how you got your name and how you got into rapping a little bit, and what I've known you just for the short time that I've saw you is you've got a song out with Kevin Durant.
Yes, sir.
Can you talk a little bit about just how that even came up? I mean, how did you become friends with him? How was he in the studio? Because obviously we all know him from the basketball court. I didn't even know he had a song.
Yeah, actually, my boy Jay Harden, he was the one who introduced me to KD. Um, I just remember when I was in college, whatever. Me and James, he was going to ASU at the time. I was going to school in Arizona. I used to always be rapping for him, and I remember rapping for him one time. It was actually on Skype. I haven't had Skype in a minute, but I used to rap for him on Skype and iChat. I'm not sure if y'all remember that.
Oh yeah.
And he would record like all my raps or whatever. And the next time I would talk to him, he would actually know my raps better than me. And I used to wonder, I'd be like, yo, how do you know all these songs? And he would tell me I got them all recorded on the computer. So make a long story short, he was like, yo, man, I got my teammate KD, you know who that is? And at that time, I didn't know who KD was. And then he was like, well, yeah, he's like, yeah, KD, man, he know everybody, you know what I'm saying? Basically he the man or whatever. He's like, I want you to meet him. So he ended up getting me a plane ticket to come out there. Like the next week, I had so much material. He had just bought studio equipment, so I came out there. And the first day I got out there, I remember we went to KD crib. Crazy big crib. It don't look like probably. I remember like it looked like a castle. It was in like super nice neighborhood in Oklahoma, like a gated neighborhood, and we got on something called Ustream. Y'all remember Ustream?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so we got on Ustream the first time, and we went live, and I was freestyling, and I just remember it was probably like 100,000 viewers at that time. It had got so big that it got to the front page of Ustream. It was just like people from all over the world watching. That was KD first time hearing me rapping. Then he became one of my friends too. From there.
You know, Snake, we're always looking for music for our podcast. And what better company to use than Huddy Productions?
All of his beats are made from scratch, and they sound amazing. If you're an artist looking for someone to work with, or if you're like us and just want to buy instrumentals for your podcast, you have to use Huddy Productions. Leases start at $30, and exclusives are negotiable. Beats that are solely produced by Huddy Productions are buy one, get one free, and that excludes any collaborated beats. Follow Huddy Productions on Instagram at Huddy_Productions, on Twitter at Huddy Production. Go to www.huddyproductions.net. Now back to the show.
There you go. So that's kind of how you got connected with James Harden and Kevin Durant and all that. It started kind of in Arizona, from what I know. Okay.
Yeah, you know, James, he played for the Sun Devils.
Oh yeah.
And I used to be like rapping all the time. So I was rapping on campus, and one of his teammates asked me to rap for James. And ever since I did that, everywhere I went, James was always like, "Yo, Priv, spit something." And at that time, I was kind of nervous to rap in front of crowds and stuff like that. But he did it so often that I got used to it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Now we know that KD raps. Does James Harden? Does he rap too?
No, he don't rap, but he's super big fan of like hip hop music. So
yeah,
he remembers lyrics like probably better than me. You know what I'm saying?
Wow,
like,
that's incredible.
He has been times where I might have forgot my lyrics, and he'll be rapping it for me. So.
Wow.
He's a real big supporter of hip hop.
Wow. And it sounds like, James would just put you on the spot. So to kind of tie into that, when you're writing your own material or just thinking about it off the top of your head, is it more of you just kind of go with it, or is it like it's premeditated, you're thinking about it and then you write it down, like on your writing process for all your songs?
Yeah, so like it's a different process nowadays, of course, because you get better with time. So at first I would write everything that I would do, and I would remember my raps. But then it got to a point where like things would come to me so quick that I just needed to get it down. So I would just record it as I go, and then I'll just remember the song. And then like I got songs where I didn't write at all, and then I have songs where like maybe some parts may be written and some parts maybe like freestyle and put together. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, cool. Do you do a lot of like freestyling these days? Like,
Yeah,
or is
yeah.
it?
Nowadays, that's all I really do. You know what I'm saying? Is freestyle because it's just I feel like it's not that many artists that could do that. You know what I'm saying? So that kind of separation, because we see it all the time, like where rappers that get on radios or whatever, and then they'll rap a verse that we'd have heard 100 times from them. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
like when I got back to Philly, my cousin, he's like a year younger than me or whatever. His name's Stu, and he was actually like he never wrote a rap in his life when I met him. so
Wow.
so the first time I rapped for him and I spit a written, he was like, no, cuz like freestyle, and then we was just, and then he spit a freestyle, and the difference between is like freestyling is because somebody can actually talk about what's going on at the moment. And if you're talking about something you already wrote, you know what I mean, it kind of give you a different effect, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
so that's what got me into freestyling. So we was just doing that every day, you know, and I just love doing it.
Yeah.
I was going to say, kind of switching gears here a little bit. Now, we know you've been on features and collaborations with some other big artists. KD, one I mentioned. You've been on with Kendrick Lamar, right?
Yes, sir.
I read Nipsey Hussle somewhere.
Yes, sir.
And, I mean, that's impressive in itself, man. So can you talk a little bit about just doing collaborations with some of those big names like that, and who you want to do a collaboration? Who do you want to link up with in the future?
Well, first, R.I.P. to Nipsey. Like, I was just actually thinking this yesterday. Like, really, like Nipsey, he just outside of music, he's definitely one of the realest people I ever met. You know what I'm saying? Just personal, like, you know what I'm saying? But and his music is just like so real too. And it's just, I mean, I feel like people they kind of seen that later, and there was people that was listening to him, but I feel like he's gonna be known forever. You know what I mean? So the fact that I even had the opportunity to work with him, like that's a blessing alone. And then Kendrick Lamar, he's great. You know what I mean? He's a great artist too. And he's not just gonna work with anybody. It's not like I paid these artists to do records. Like these artists genuinely like my music. You know what I mean?
That's awesome.
Along with me, so like it's all just a blessing, and it's just like working hard and grinding, coming up, man. Sometimes I'm not gonna even lie, like it seems surreal to me too, because it's just like all these things. But then you just like when I was young, I kind of had a vision of seeing all these things when I was young, and it's just crazy that it's actually happening. So I guess like my next feature that I would love to work with is definitely Jay-Z.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Great.
Do you have any shows that you've got lined up like in the next month, next couple of months? Coming up?
Yeah, so I actually got a show. I think it's June 27th that I just got booked for, and there's a festival that's gonna be in Philly called the Forever Fest.
Cool. I guess the last question that I really have for you, man, is, you've been doing this for a long time, and when you first hopped into this, what are like the main differences that you see in the whole rap, hip hop, or even music industry in general that you saw back then from today? What's like the main difference that you've seen, or main differences?
I could definitely say like when I first started, it wasn't as many gimmick rappers, you know what I'm saying, that it is now. So one thing that I learned like recently is I just see a lot of people come and go in this music industry, and it's just really about just remaining true to yourself, you know what I mean, and like doing what you really love, because like when you start trying to like catch the wave and do what everybody else is doing, it's just like you following the trend you just always behind, and it's like, why do that? Like when you can actually set the trend, like just like with the artists that you named, you know what I mean, like Nipsey and Kendrick, like these guys is like, you know what I mean, it's nobody that sound like them, you know what I'm saying? Just like with my sound, like people tell me it's nobody that sound like before people used to try to like compare me to other artists and stuff like that, but I don't really hear that anymore, which I think is a great thing. So I just think, just the consistency and just remaining, like, keeping real with yourself. You know what I mean? That goes a far way.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Well, just to kind of wrap up here as our last question, like, what for any of our listeners out there, because we have listeners in different countries too. I mean, we got listeners in Ireland, Japan, I mean, all these different countries. So for these people that, they're not even in the same country, how can they reach out to you? Can you drop like your social media handles, your Twitter, all that stuff for them?
Yeah, you can hit me at Priviledge on anything. You know what I mean? Everything is consistent. So it's Privaledga. And you coming up, you doing your music or whatever, just hit me up, man. People hit me up all the time. I give them feedback, hit them back. I know how it is, you know what I mean? So I appreciate the love. I even appreciate y'all reaching out too, man. It means a lot.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
Cool, man. What city y'all in right now?
So we are in Oklahoma. We're actually about 50 miles, I guess it's 40 or 50 miles north of Tulsa right now. So Tulsa's kind of the city that we claim.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I've been
so, yeah.
Yeah, that's what's up, yo, man. Definitely, man. Tell everybody in Oklahoma, I appreciate the love. Like, I always been getting love from Oklahoma. Like, even since when I moved back to Philly, I look at my streams. People still out there listening to my music heavy. I know, like, the majority of my fan base comes from out there, so I appreciate all y'all love.
Absolutely, man. Well, we appreciate you having you on, man, and we will definitely be keeping up with you. And honestly, we'd like to even have you on in the future sometime, man. Maybe, maybe a few months or maybe a few years down the road after you get a couple of albums dropped and and get you back on, man. So,
all right, thanks a lot, man. I appreciate y'all.
All right, buddy. Thank you.
We'll see you later.
All right, have a good one.
Monopoly, we on go. Ooh, how that nigga get so peasy? How you make it look so easy? Why these niggas talk so greasy? I just popped up on TV. Remember when they ain't believe me? Now I make 'em wonder Stevie. Turn a hizzy to a O. Turn a O to a peasy.